This is cool.
Yeah, somewhere where it fits.
I feel really important. I'm really not that important. So.
Yeah, okay, is the
Great.
down, is the microphone.
Thank you.
You have a ton of headphones. All right.
Thank you. Hello. Can everyone hear me? How are you all doing?
Good. Yeah.
Good? Awesome. Well, thank you firstly to the Disrupt team, MKU. My name is Andy Paul. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Flywheel.tech. I'm actually from Bedford, so I didn't travel that far away, although we're headquartered in London. And today I'll be talking about maximizing your business with AI. So just a little bit about me. I realize I need to click this way.
It should work. Sorry, arrow down. Yeah,
There we go.
Is arrow down.
Yeah, just a quick agenda. I'll just give you a quick introduction about Flywheel.tech, a little bit about some tools, the business impact of those tools in terms of AI, a few use cases, the future of AI, why AI projects fail and where to start, and then a little survey and a call to action, and then we'll end with a Q&A if you have any questions. So a bit about me. I'm Andy Paul. I'm a CEO of Flywheel.tech. I have about 12 years, maybe now 13 years of data science and analytics consulting experience. Spent 4 years in London, 6 years in San Francisco, consulting to a number of technology companies and the banking industry. And there are 4 areas that we are really focused on. So strategy and implementation of AI, RPA or robotic process automation, systems integration, and AI agents. Sorry if you can't see the lower part of that screen, but that says systems integration AI agent. So that's a little bit about us. But we'll just go straight into some of the content. So ChatGPT, and I know that we've been talking a lot about this particular product, but what makes this one really important is its adoption. It's the fastest adopted product in technology history. This chart here really talks about and really tells you about how quick some of these products took to reach 1 million users. If we look at Netflix, we have about 1,300 or 1,400 days to reach 1 million users. And we look at something like Facebook, which took about 400 days to reach 1 million users. And then we go up to ChatGPT, which took about 5 days to reach 1 million users. And so when you think about technology generally, everybody is turning their heads around and thinking, what on earth is ChatGPT? How can it solve my dating life? How can it solve my travel? And how can it solve my business? And it's a really powerful tool. I think many of us, I'll ask the obvious question, who has used ChatGPT in this room or something equivalent? Okay, so a solid 90-odd% of the room, maybe 95% of the room. And so, it begs the question, what is the business impact? That's what we're talking about today of using AI. AI will affect almost 40% of jobs around the world, with up to 60% of jobs affected in advanced countries. And so that's a statistic from the International Monetary Fund. But what is the true revenue impact? I think businesses are really caring about revenue, obviously. But what is the business impact if you were thinking about deploying any sort of AI within your business? And so this statistic here, written researched by IBM, suggested that piloting AI will directly give a 4.3% increase in revenue through to implementing, operating, or optimizing, where optimizing for AI within your business as you mature using the AI technology can contribute or attribute to up to or over 11% or 11.5% in revenue. And so that's the business case, right? So we all care about AI. It's flashy, it's cool. But what businesses really care about is it going to make us more revenue? So there you have it. And we've talked about different types of AI today. We talked about some of the use cases of AI. And so I like to think about it in sort of 5 different buckets, where on the left-hand side, we talk about robotic process automation, probably the least intelligent. In fact, this is all just rule-based approach of using tools. So maybe you've played around with, in your business, Zapier or Microsoft Power Automate, Make.com. You may have heard of these rule-based technologies. It's not really AI. It's actually just rules. And so it's great for doing task automation and workflows. And then you go to this sort of 4 other categories. So speech recognition, and I think we've talked a bit about that. The obvious ones like dictation or Siri, vision recognition. And so you can look at things like using imagery and trying to make some sense out of it. Data science, which is a whole cluster of different types of technologies where you've got things like neural networks that somebody mentioned, machine learning, trend or decision modeling. And then generative AI, which is this technology which ChatGPT really sits on. And through that, we can do things like content creation, simulation of data, or recommendations. And you can see there's this whole, proliferation of generative AI products now on the market. And so, I stole this from the internet somewhere on a blog, but essentially, in every sort of category on the outer ring of this image really tells you, AI where it fits within text, video, image, code, speech, and 3D. But then on the inner ring, we have these kind of like spokes, and these spokes represent different functions within a business, such as marketing, sales, knowledge, personalized videos, image generation, where those use cases of AI become even more apparent. And so these tools, these technologies, some of them are AI is being embedded with existing tools, but then there are specialized tools that are really focused on using, a layer of a generative AI model like ChatGPT to create value within a business as well. So lots of tools, and it's one of the hardest parts of my job in this space to just keep up with all that's going on. And I'm sure you are all as well, as new news comes out and things continue to change and evolve. So what I've listed here is kind of 8 categories of where today use cases are being deployed within a small to medium-sized business, small to medium-sized enterprise. So when some of the obvious areas in customer support, automating customer inquiries, drafting documents, where you can really use it to assist in drafting or emails, or maybe even within your proposal writing, data entry and management, inventory management, looking at stock levels and data analysis, which I think has been mentioned today, HR support, so looking at job descriptions, resumes, or answering employee inquiries, financial analysis, so really trying to make sense of data and telling a story with it from a financial perspective, building training programs or curriculums, and then even customer insights, and really trying to use data to make sense of your customer base or preferences. And so there's a lot of areas where obviously AI can fit, and I'm sure some of us are using it in some of these parts of maybe your organization or in your role today. And this is an area that was mentioned already, but I'll touch on it as well, because it is really an important area, which is the risks of using AI and mitigating some of those risks. There's some clear, obvious areas here, which is really, AI doesn't always give you the best feedback, or can hallucinate, which is the term where something appears right, but when you look into the detail of the output of that AI model, it's not actually right. Lack of personal touch. Has anybody seen a really robotic LinkedIn post written by somebody? Yes, we all have. And so that lack of human touch in writing, or that lack of brand tone, is super important, and that's really a problem that we're seeing in emails, in captions, in posts, and it's really important to keep human the element in there. Over-reliance on AI. So I think as we use AI more, we become even lazier. We're creatures of habit, and so as we use it, it's very easy that we need to not be so reliant on it and be in the mix, or in the loop, human in the loop, as they call it more technically, as part of that. Data privacy, an obvious one. A lot of you using tools, please read your data privacy statements in the tools that you're using, because some of that data you're putting into those systems or those models are being trained on. And then unintentional bias, which is really about really ensuring that you've got diverse analysis or diverse outputs from a model that is actually diverse. I think this area is going to blow up even more in the next 12 months. And I've talked about this a little bit more, but in other presentations. But if we think about OpenAI and ChatGPT and Western models, there's a lot of Eastern models, Middle East, China, that are building their large language models that have maybe differing opinions of our Western models here. And so as you're thinking about diversity and outputs of these models, just be aware of that. And I think that area is going to just start becoming more and more important in the next several months. So really important area that you think about. I wanted to talk about what I think is the future of AI, and this is an area I'm learning about a lot, and I'm helping, we've been talking about this a lot with our clients, but this notion of AI agents. And AI agents is really kind of the next frontier, I believe, of large language models on steroids. And the way I'd say that is it's applying not just a prompt, but actually instructions that are pre-stored through a workflow of events. And I'll give you some examples of this in a couple of slides. But an AI agent is a software entity that employs AI to carry out tasks requiring multiple steps to achieve a specific outcome or goal. And this is all about processes or workflows that are not just about writing a singular prompt, but actually taking that information and actioning upon that. And so when we're able to build a workflow of AI processes together and connect them, we're able to actually build an AI agent to do very complex workflows, and the ability for these AI agents to really be very versatile and flexible because of the nature of large language models, understanding the language. And so we'll talk a little bit about what AI agents are in the next slide. So here's an example in the world of LinkedIn, because most of us use this. Content creation. So imagine you've got an AI agent, and what we're doing is, number one, content creation fundamentally, and number two, performance and monitoring. And so here we have an AI agent that is responsible for transcribing and extracting. So the user provides an AI agent with a YouTube video or tutorial. How many minutes have we got? A little bit over. Content configuration. Maybe you want to try and make the content itself in a certain way, and then we create that first draft. And so it's doing multiple steps. And in addition to that, then you've got this other AI agent that is specialized in performance and monitoring. And so you're looking at the engagement, you're analyzing the data, and then you're giving feedback back to the user to say, hey, this post performed well, this one did not do so well, and here's some informational insights around that. And so this is an example of an AI agent doing content creation. And then the next level up of AI agents is multi-agent systems. And so this is about, and we're building this right now for a client, a cold calling agent, which is really cold calling clients with voice AI. And so you call a prospect, you qualify the prospect, and you're going quite literally through a spreadsheet or your CRM. Once you've qualified, you're asking the prospect, hey, when are you next available? It looks at your calendar and says, I'm available at this time. Are you available at this time? And then books the calendar invite with that customer, and then sends a confirmation email. And so this is an entirely, circular, autonomous agent doing the entire task of a cold calling salesperson. And so I believe that voice AI is a little bit robotic right now, let's face it. But I think, in the next 6 to 12 months, this is going to become even more apparent, and we're testing this right now, and it's very, very impressive. So you can imagine these agents and these AI agents doing very, very specific tasks, each one of these being an agent itself, an AI itself, preloaded with instructions, doing very, very specific tasks to fulfill an entire role of a cold calling sales rep. So that is, an example of, the world of AI agents. So I'll start skimming through the last few slides. I'm sorry, a couple minutes over. Why do AI projects fail? Trust, lack of skills, failure to connect the AI initiative to a business problem. Don't throw problems your problem and think AI is going to solve it. Start with your business problem, and then think about if AI is a solution to that problem. Where do organizations begin? So start with business outcomes first, not just data. Identify those use cases of those manual tasks that you're doing across the organization. Start small, then scale. Don't start a massive digital transformation project. It will cost a lot of money. It will take too long. Pilot always. 3 ways you can start, and this is a little bit about us, what we offer. So tools and training in AI. We also do AI workshops, and then also we pilot AI agents as well. So if you're interested in that, the slide after, you can let us know. So that's a bit about what ways you can start with Flywheel. And then I've also spent a lot of time putting that content together. I would love your feedback on if this content has been helpful. So if you could spend 60 seconds on scanning the survey or the QR code with the survey in it, it'll be very helpful. In there, you can also express any interest that you may have around tools and training, workshop, and piloting an AI agent as well. So that's a bit about me and a little bit about the world of AI in my world, which is probably going to change in about a week's time because this stuff keeps changing. But yeah, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And that's my LinkedIn profile.
You can get the mic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So we will now probably short break, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then we will be back in here for the panel. So yeah, thank you very much. Enjoy the food and drinks inside, and I'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Thank you.